Hello， 你哋好 ，Hello， 你哋好。好，等陣啊，各位 ，Hello， 你哋好，歡迎嚟到收睇 Kelvin 電影頻道啊，遊戲頻道啊。嗱，未打之前咧，我就會要細聲講講，係啦。而家嘅 4K 電視機係點嘅咧？嗱，首先我講少少簡短少少。嗱，而家 4K 電視機咧就有43寸啦、50寸啦、55寸啦，等等嘅型號㗎嘛，係嘛？不過最緊要你要買到心水嘅電視機，啱你觀影同埋距離睇。如果唔係話咧，就通常咧就會影響到隻眼嘅，啲光好犀利嘅啊！即係而家今年時嘅新款 Sony 同埋三星 LG 電視咧都有護眼功能嘅啊。咁如果係話咧，咁我就嗱，而家咧就太夜啦。咁我睇下星期一咁有嘅星期一啊，等等麻煩各位觀眾啊。如果係話，我有星期一嘅3號晏晝2點至3點鐘直播講詳盡啲講 4K 電視同埋 8K 電視嘅對各位用家購買嘅心得啊，咁樣嘅。因為通常咧嗱，而家講少少重點俾大家聽。假設如果你就係睇嘢唔玩遊戲嘅話咧，齋睇嘢嘅話咧，就可以選擇40零寸嘅，40零寸個價錢咧都係4000零蚊內有找㗎啦。暫時我講住咁多先，咁咗就3號嚟緊落嘅就會喺3號啊，3號晏晝香港時間2點至3點鐘直播講 4K 電視機同埋 8K 電視機，你哋選擇購買啲咩型號而合適到你哋有個最佳觀，即係體驗嗰個效果咧，係啦咁樣嘅啊。不過即係講真嘅，而家時日出咗好多電視機，咁我就而家打機先，咁樣就歡迎 follow 我嘅頻道啦，讚好啦，睇多啲片啦，跟住就可以我就喺呢個嘅星期一3號香港時間晏晝2點至3點鐘咧，就直播講 4K 電視機同埋 8K 電視機裏邊嘅功效，可以令到各位買完之後，即係無論咩尺寸都好啦，總要合適你嘅功能，擺喺屋企就可以觀賞最佳嘅觀影體驗，而可以唔使戲院睇電影嘅。講住咁多先，而家打機先。遊戲嗰啲咧，我都會喺星期一嘅3號嗱 4K 電視一再講多次。我會喺香港時間嘅晏晝2點至3點鐘直播講 4K 電視機同埋 8K 電視機裏面嘅功效，令到你哋啲消費者購買得嚟，可以令到你哋可以喺屋企有最佳嘅觀影效果，而可以唔使戲院睇戲嘅等等，同埋遊戲內容情況我都會同你哋分享俾你聽嘅。就follow 我嘅頻道啦，點讚啦，睇多啲我之前嘅片啦。再講一次。我會喺星期一嘅3號晏晝香港時間2點至3點鐘直播講 4K 電視機同埋 8K 電視機同埋遊戲嘅重要嘢俾大家聽，會為你大家選擇一部合適你哋嘅觀影同埋體驗，同埋打機又好睇戲又好，可以方便喺屋企做一個家庭影院嘅啊。玩遊戲先啊！而家好啦，而家去呢個城鎮啦。
We're approaching Buick Bridge. Though I doubt the Empire would let us cross over to Rosalith.
繼續同我睇多啲我嘅 Kelvin 電影頻道嘅影片啦，啊！ 有人喺度喎。
Didn't happen to come by way of Old Hill, did you? Saw some Imperials clad in black making for the docks just the other day. The next morn, you couldn't see the sun for all the ravens.
I did, Mummy. I could hear him shouting from down the road. Didn't hear nothing.
有嘢攞，有嘢攞。
They tell us there's a curfew.
They're all Rosarian.
But this is their home.
I'm hungry.
You find no succor to the south travellers, nor beyond the Buet. The Empire has seen fit to banish us from our own land.
Don't go thinking you'll find refuge in the houses outside Port Isolde. The place is a wretched hive of thieves and blackguards.
聽咩事啊？呀！ 執埋啲嘢先啊！呢度嗱，各位嗱，繼續睇下我啲影片啊！我會喺星期一嘅星期一3號啊，直播講我會喺星期一嘅3號香港時間晏晝2至3點鐘直播講，再分享俾大家4K 電視同埋8K 電視裏邊嘅功效，同埋你哋購買嗰陣時嗰個心得選擇嗰個令到你哋屋企有最佳嘅觀影效果啊，同埋遊戲分享啊，最新資訊。冇理先。
That's the main gate. And it looks like we're not the only ones hoping to get in.
Let us pass!
My children are starving!
Have mercy! Voice for dogs they are! You can't ignore us forever!
Let us in, or we'll die on your doorstep!
Better out there than in here!
More than enough for everything!
Fuck off!
Hang you chinless bastards! Those crystals belong to us all!
I said, where were you, filth? Back to your sties! Cut you down where you stand!
Destroy it!
No chance of slipping through unnoticed. We'll need to find another way in. I thought we might be able to reason with the guards. Or at least bribe them.
I suspect everyone in that crowd thought the same. Was that the only way in?
Officially, yes. Strictly speaking, no. My uncle once told me that the nobles had tunnels built, so that they could visit town without having to walk amongst the rabble. But Lazarus... We'll find our way into the city there.
If you're sure. The entire place looked abandoned. Do you think it's safe?
As long as it is abandoned.
好啦，重逢啊！我喺我打完機片尾，我都會同各位講
The
少
good
少嘢
news
嘅
is we haven't seen a single black shield since Old Hill.
Maybe they found who they were looking for. This is nothing like I remember it.
How quickly a crown can lose its luster.
Not abandoned, then.
Oi! Visitors!
Apologies. We'll show ourselves out. Or not.
All yours, Torgal.
I've only ever seen one man fight like that. And he's long dead.
Then perhaps it's time you joined him.
The blessing of the Phoenix. It can't be. I was there when you died.
Oh, 重逢啦，
Forgive
重
me,
逢啦。
my lord. I knew not whom I addressed. You have naught to fear from us. Founder, it really is you.
It is. So wait.
We can speak inside.
And those who wouldn't bend the knee?
We left before the Empire could make examples of us, though we didn't go far. And we banded together to form the Guardians of the Flame soon after. Alas, there is only so much a handful of aging shields can do against the might of an empire. But we've seen to it that their stay has been anything but pleasant. Of late, though, we've had our hands full just trying to keep the Duchy's few remaining bearers out of the Imperial's clutches.
The Cullings. We saw what happened in Old Hill.
Aye. The foul work of the Black Shields and their mistress.
You mean my mother? But it doesn't make sense. Even knowing what I know about her. Her hatred for bearers was no secret, but she wouldn't have been ignorant of their value to the realm.
No offense, my lord. But in case you haven't noticed, the Lady Annabella couldn't care less about the realm. She barely even cares for her own home. That much has been plain since the slaughter at Eastpool. And, since granting the Holy Emperor a new heir, her obsession with bearers only seems to have grown. As to why, I don't know. Maybe she can't bear the thought of anyone having the power to challenge her beloved son.
Her son.
Sir Wade, the Black Shields have broken camp. They march in full force for Buick Bridge.
Then so do we. Make ready.
This
is their main host. If we remove the head, perhaps we can prevent what happened at the docks from happening somewhere else. If I do nothing, then the blood of their next victims will be on my hands.
Yours and ours. We too have witnessed the crimes these men who dare call themselves shields have committed in my mother's name. It cannot be allowed to continue. We must put a stop to this madness.
We must. So let us go with you. For the good of Rosaria.
I was hoping you'd say that. Very well. If that is your wish, I would be honored to serve at your side.
And we at yours.
So, Wade, let us do our duty.
With pleasure, my lord.
Oh, 嚟啦嚟啦，係嘛？
I imagine this endeavor will require more than just our wits.
等等啦，各位，睇下先，200幾冇嘢加啦。
Then let's hope Sir Wade has a good quartermaster.
We'll show them as much mercy as they did our sisters and brothers in Old Hill.
Tell us then, Sir Wade. What is your plan?
Nothing fancy. You, Lady Jill and I make for Buett Bridge, and provoke the main host at their encampment. Sensing an opportunity to end the Guardians, the Black Shields will call for reinforcements, who will be met from the rear by parties of my brothers hidden throughout the surrounding hills. This will allow us to wage battle on the bridge without fear of being overwhelmed. While the Black Shields have an advantage in numbers, you see, they prefer to fight in small units, which we can use to our advantage.
How small exactly?
Small enough, now that I have you and Lady Jill for company. I doubt I could have done this on my own.
But until we arrived, that was your plan. You haven't changed a bit.
So Wade, the bearers from Old Hill have been laid to rest.
Very good. Now make ready for battle.
As you command.
Thank you, Sir Wade. Perhaps now they will find peace.
There is but one thing which will grant them peace. Putting an end to the Black Shields.
And so we shall.
Oh.冇得打埋喺度啊！前往克服大橋。好啦，去呢度先。
May the blessing of the Phoenix go with you.
How long have you been pursuing the Black Shields?
Since they burned their first village. We tracked down the bastards responsible and fed their corpses to Stillwind. Suffice to say, that got them attention. It's been a game of cat and mouse ever since.
Run like the wind.
好，行啦行啦，快快快快快！
Look at me sideways. Come along now. The bastards are lucky.
There they are. On your command, my lord.
Be safe.
What is it now? I told you!
We bear a message for the Vicereine. From the Guardians of the Flame.
Ha! You presume to tell us that a pair of filthy vagabonds, a woman and a dog, could guard aught against the might of the Black Shields? Then come! Die along with your flame! For Azaria!
For Azaria!
Your petty revolution ends here. On these our swords we swear.
Bloody hell! Reinforcements from the far bank!
more dragons.
Whoa. The Imperials aren't taking any chances. I can't stand flat.
搞掂。
A noble stand, albeit a misguided one. In taking it, you have but proven our point. That this land is in dire need of cleansing.
There's no one left to keep them occupied. We need to finish this.
You ain't finished him.
搞掂。
I don't see any more.
Nor do I. The plan worked.
It did. It bloody worked. We sent every last one of the rotten bastards straight to the mud! My, Lord, perhaps this will be enough to stop the Cullings. For the time being, at least.
Perhaps. Though I doubt my mother will take this loss well. She'll move swiftly to see her minions' ranks replenished.
And then it will all begin again. I often wonder if the nation we once knew is gone for good. Her fields rot. Her people starve. We battled to preserve the flame that was, but for every foe we fell, another springs up in its place. Yet be that as it may, it is still our home, and we must fight for it. As we always have, and always will. For as long as the Firebird's flame burns in our hearts, the Duchy cannot die. And her loyal subjects may dream of a day when the Rosarian standard flies over Rosalith once more.
So wait,
Think we should fall back to Port Isolde before the garrison sends reinforcements? A sound strategy, my lord.
哦，完成咗啦。
And how long has my uncle been funding you and your comrades' endeavors?
Since the beginning. Lord Byron was the first person I turned to after forming the Guardians. And had I known of this tunnel back then, I wouldn't almost have been hanged by the city guard for trying to sneak over the wall.
I suppose a formal request for an audience would have appeared suspicious.
And appearances must be maintained. Were the Vice-Regency to catch wind of Lord Byron's involvement in our movement, they'd seize his estate and send him to the gallows, where he would be of no use to anyone. And so, though it sickens him to the soul, he plays the part of the loyal lord, knowing that one wrong move might prove his downfall. It is why he remains ever vigilant. Don't be surprised if he refuses you an audience, especially since you're famously dead.
Then I will have to think of a way to prove that I am neither wraith nor wrongdoer.
I might have something which could help with the latter. It's the mark of the Guardians. Display it, and those who love Rosaria will know where your loyalties lie.
你有嘢俾我
I shall wear it with pride.
Be sure that you do. I don't want my men attacking you again. Unless you deserve it. If only Sir Tyler could have been here to see you. Or the Lord Commander.
Thank you, Sir Wade. If there is ever anything you need.
I know. Go on now, my lord.
伊索德港皇家屬地。
How accommodating. Do you really think they believe we are who we say we are?
Not a chance. Right, I guess. My uncle believes we're imposters here to rob him. And means to string us up himself.
Imagine my surprise when I was told my nephew had come to visit. Clive Rosfield died long ago. And for uttering his name here, you shall pay with your tongue! You would mock me as well?
It is I, Sir Crandall of Camelot, loyal servant to Her Serene Holiness, Saint Sybil the Unshod. Meadow, thou vile sorcerer, for thy crimes against church and crown, I shall have thy head.
Curse thee, infectious flax wench. Even in death, must thou plague me still? Very well. I shall open the gates of hell, that thou might see thy charge once more.
Bravo, Uncle. You're still the finest Maddo in the twins.
Oh, Clive, my dear boy, it's really you. You always were fond of that scene from The Saint and the Sanctuary. Never did let me play Sir Crandall.
I have a favor to ask, Uncle Byron.
Rutherford, inform the kitchens. There'll be guests. We dine immediately.
But, Uncle...
You can't very well regale me with the tale of your miraculous preservation on an empty stomach. Go on, sit. See that you use the good plates, Rutherford. So you arrived late to one of her cullings, did you? Since becoming Vicereine, Annabella has been a constant thorn in Rosaria's side, but these atrocities are a new low. Something has changed. Quite what, I don't know, but the woman we knew is gone, and a monster sits in her place.
A monster?
For better or worse, I've been charged with governing this town, and thus must maintain the illusion of obedience. That's all I can do to aid Wade and his merry band of revolutionaries.
So he's told us. You have risked much for Rosaria. Our nation will be forever in your debt.
It has been 20 years, Clive. The nation your father and your forefathers fought to defend is no more. Perhaps it would be otherwise had I the courage of my brother. All right, if it's a ship you require, a ship you shall have. I've a galley in port, but recently relieved of her cargo. She can be outfitted for the voyage in a matter of weeks.
So you believe us, then? About everything?
Believe you? Ha! Only a fool would believe even half of the things you claim. But until tonight, only a fool would have believed my nephew still lived. And besides, I have it on good authority that Clive is telling the truth.
Whose authority?
On your own, of course. You've always been a terrible liar.
Is that true?
It's not untrue.
Let's say no more about it, eh? It wouldn't do to linger on my nephew's greatest failing. The one thing I cannot believe, though, is all this about you being Sid. You were always such a good boy, but now you're quite the outlaw. Which, if I'm not mistaken, would make me an outlaw's uncle. Right then, who shall we pillage first? Rutherford, fetch me my cutlass. This will be fun.
Over there. Go on.
She's a fine ship, isn't she?
Once outfitted, she'll bear us across the boiling sea to Drustinus in the space of 3 days.
Something on your mind?
Monsters. When I served the Iron Kingdom, I did so because I saw no other choice. Because once they learned that the lash would not move me, they turned it on those who could. so I became their puppet. I let them pull my strings, telling myself it was not my hand that swung the sword, but another's. I removed myself from the truth so I wouldn't feel the pain it caused. And before I knew it, I no longer felt anything. Anything at all. I had become a monster.
Jill.
I don't want to be a monster, Clive. Do you understand? I want to choose a different path, a better path. To live on my own terms. But before I can do that, I need to come to terms with my past.
And when you do, I'll be standing there with you, just as you stood with me.
Thank you, Clive. I must atone for my sins. Only then, when it's done, will the monster cease to be.
Just promise me that you won't die with it. Now, let's get some sleep. The journey back to Benamir is long, and there is much to tell the others.
鐵之王國
Only the founder knows what awaits us in the Iron Kingdom. But Vivian could probably make an educated guess.
好啦，各位，我嘅直播去到呢度先啊，再講多少少嘢。星期一咧就補充少少嘢先啦。我嚟緊就會喺星期一3號香港時間嘅晏晝2點至3點鐘就會直播講一講。啊，作更正啊，我會喺星期一嘅3號香港時間嘅晏晝2點至3點鐘直播講一講 4K 電視同埋 8K 電視。你哋選購嗰陣時要有啲咩着重要注意嘅嘢咧？啊，係咪先？即係買完我，即係唔理你買幾多錢都好，都可以令到你買翻屋企嘅話，觀影嗰個感覺同埋遊戲感覺都係最佳效果嘅。同埋我都會講一講遊戲裏邊嘅入邊嘅嘢俾大家聽啊，係咪先？多謝支持我嘅 Kelvin 電影頻道。星期一3號，星期一3號晏晝香港時間2點至3點鐘直播見啦。多謝支持我嘅 Kelvin 電影頻道先啊，俾個 like 睇翻我之前嘅影片啊，多謝支持先，拜拜。